Hello, Norval Virtual Choir. Tom Auger here, recording, actually doing a performance practice video. Let's call it a practice video for More Voices 183. I'm going to shout, I'm going to raise, I'm going to dance, and we are recording for Sunday, July 31st, 2022. We've done this song a billion times, and every time it gets better and better, and so I thought I would do one more practice video to see if we can really nail the timing, because what's been happening lately is we've been doing a few more things, and people have been getting tighter and tighter and tighter, which is a really, really good thing. Could have gone ahead and used some of the old conducting videos, but I wanted you to see my new haircut. And this ridiculously black beard, which is just looks like it was pasted on or something. It's just a little bit too aggressive with the dye. Anyway, there you go. There it is. Fashion statement of the year. Very, very sad to have given up on 3 years of hair growth, but it just wasn't working out, and the hairdresser misunderstood and went rogue. Started cutting, and I'm like, ah! And it was too late. So there you go. Okay, moving on to the actual reason you're here, which is to practice I'm going to shout. So it's syncopated, and whenever we got a syncopated song, it gets a little bit tricky to stay tight because syncopation is hard. So be kind to yourself, but also practice so that we can get better. And then to make things even more fun, there's the way it's written, and then there's the Norval way to sing it, and so we have to learn that. So what is the Norval rhythm here for this? The Norval rhythm is, I'm gonna shout out my love for Jesus. So that one is syncopated, so we play it as written. For Jesus. So I'll clap us in and we'll come into that. But then the Norval way is for Jesus. So instead of for Jesus, we're going to go for Jesus. So we're putting a quarter note on 4, and then Jesus starts on the bar, which then means we got to jump off. We got to jump off quickly to get back into I'm going to shout. So we actually give ourselves a little bit less time, but this is how we've been singing it. So we're going to continue to sing it that way. And then we do syncopate God's most holy child, and we do get ahead of the beat on child. Other than that, then we get into for whatever I might do today. That part's easy. At home, at school, at work, at play. Then we sing this one, right? I've got Jesus' love deep down inside of me. So inside of me. Look at how it's written. Those are 8th notes, right? So me comes before the bar, the beat as well. And last time we did this, half of you did and half of you didn't. So it gets kind of messy. So let's all practice this together. So bear with me. I'm going to do a little bit of a practice session. We're going to start by just saying it. Don't sing it, as tempting as that may be. Just say it to sort of break some habits. So let's just try. So I'm just going to go through it slowly first. Take a listen how we're going to do it. Then we're going to do it a little faster. We're going to say it, and then we're going to get into the version with Alan's piano. And before we do that, let me make sure I've muted the choir. There we go. And we're good to go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna shout out my love for Jesus. For Jesus. I'm gonna shout out my love for God's most holy child. All right, so let's do, I'm going to shout my love for Jesus, And we're going to stop there, and we're just going to do that a couple of times. And then we're going to do the second part. I'm going to shout out my love for God's most holy child. And then we'll put those two together with the singing. So let's give that a shot a couple of times now. And I'm just going to go a little bit fast. Well, I'll stay slow for the first bit, and then we're going to get faster. So we're just going to keep doing it a couple of times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna shout out my love for Jesus. For Jesus. I'm gonna. Okay, again. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna shout out my love for Jesus. For Jesus. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna shout out my love for Jesus. For Jesus. I know it's weird. We're trying not to sing it. I'm just kind of thinking. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna shout out my love for Jesus. for Jesus. Please just try to listen. Are you singing it the way that I'm singing it? Are you hitting the note and on the beat with me, or ahead of the beat with me? Let's be really critical of ourselves. This is how we're going to improve. So once again, 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna shout, shout, shout out my love for Jesus. For Jesus. Okay, so see that first Jesus comes ahead of the beat. For G. For G. For Jesus. For Jesus. You see that? I'm not G. The G is on the beat. As you can see, it's written. But actually, the 4 is on the beat. Sorry, my bad. The 4 is on the beat. For G. For Jesus. Right? For Jesus. All right, let's start it again. This time we're going to do it with the clapping still, but still a bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna shout. And by the way, sorry, got you going there and then I stopped. We do also play with swing. So what's swing? Well, swing means instead of going, I'm gonna shout, I'm gonna 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So it's gonna be, I'm gonna shout, right? And it's easy. That's natural, right? We're gonna hold on to that gonna. It's bouncier. It's bouncier. There's no way of thinking about it. And that's how Alan plays it, and it's just jazzier. It's just nicer. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna shout, shout, shout out my love for Jesus. For Jesus. All right, again. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna shout, shout, shout out my love for Jesus. For Jesus. Again. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna shout, shout, shout out my love for Jesus. For Jesus. All right, awesome, awesome. Now it's starting to come together. I can hear it. You know how those trainers, you ever watch those fitness videos and like, great job, that was awesome, great rep. You're recording a video. You're not seeing me. How can you? But you know, it still works. So good job. I can tell you're improving. All right. Now we're gonna do. I'm gonna shout, shout, shout out my love for God's most holy child. All right. So there's 2 syncopations there. Let's start it slow. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna shout, shout, shout out my love for God's most holy child. 2 off. Okay, so God comes ahead of the beat and child comes ahead of the beat. So once again, 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna shout, shout, shout out my love for God's most holy child. I'm not going to practice this one quite as much because generally the choir sings this perfectly. So let's just do it a couple more times faster. I'm gonna shout, shout, shout out my love for God's most holy child. Okay, again. 1, 2. I'm gonna shout, shout, shout out my love for God's most holy child. Hearing that? You feeling that God just gets ahead of the beat there? It just adds something, doesn't it? Once again. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna shout, shout, shout out my love for God's most holy child. And I can't, you know I do this, right? I sometimes in my head I hear the beat, and so then I put a little tiny emphasis on that second part, which is wrong, but I find it helpful. God's most holy child, right? That that is on the beat. The child, but we really, child. It's just going to be better if we can just get it. But sometimes it helps. It helps as a transitional halfway kind of thing. All right, again, you know what? Let's just take it from the top. And let's just hear it with Alan. Shout, shout, shout out my love for Jesus. For Jesus. I'm gonna shout, shout, shout out my love for God's most holy child. Okay, again. 1. I'm gonna shout, shout, shout out my love for Jesus. For Jesus. I'm gonna shout, shout, shout out my love for God's most holy child. Again. I'm gonna shout, shout, shout out my love for Jesus. For Jesus. I'm gonna shout, shout, shout out my love for God's most holy child. For whatever. Okay, let's try. I'm gonna raise. Let's just do them all, right? Here we go. raise up my hands for Jesus, for Jesus. I'm gonna raise up my hands for God's most holy child. Beautiful. Let's do it again. And I'm gonna sing the tenor part just for fun. I'm gonna shout. Oh no, we're doing raise, aren't we? I'm gonna raise up my hands for Jesus, for Jesus. I'm gonna raise up my hands for God's most holy child. And that's not the line. Raise up my hands for God's most... Oh, maybe it is. Then it gets really high. For whatever I might do today. And that's a high F, which is, woo! High for me anyway. Okay, that's shout. I'm going to dance. We're going to dance all around. Ready? I'm going to dance all around for Jesus, for Jesus. I'm going to dance all around for God's most holy child. All right, I think we're good there. For whatever I might do today, at home, at school, at work, at play, I've got Jesus' love deep down inside of me. All right, so the last thing is, we're gonna start from bump, bump, bump. I've got Jesus' love deep down inside of me, no, wrong, inside of me. See that? Inside of me. So of me. Oh, me is fast. I know we want to end it because this is the end of the song. Inside of me. But no, we're actually syncopating that as well. And we're going to get ahead of it. So I got Jesus' love deep down inside of me. Kind of easy because then when you start to hear it like that, it's just this like very, 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 very rhythmic up. And then there's something that hits you at the end. So let's try that a couple times. I've got Jesus' love deep down inside of me. Inside of me. Jesus' love deep down inside of me. 2, 3, 4, off. Again, Jesus' love deep down inside of me. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Jesus' love deep down inside of me. All right. I think you've got it. You got it. Do we want to sing this thing one time? You'll head over to your favorite conducting video. I'll do a conducting video with just the piano and the soprano part. And then I'm going to link to, what can I link to? I can link to the choir, so you can do a sing-along if you prefer to have additional voices. There's also a tenor conducting video, which might be interesting if you wanted to sing your soprano part or your alto part, but have a bit of harmony at the same time. You could conceivably sing along to the tenor part, as long as you can, remember your line. Might be fun for giggles. But anyway, I'll see you over at the conducting video of your choice. You might see the new me, or you might see the old bohemian me. We'll see. Your choice.